Our second inductee in the athletes category is Mary Jo Hmielewski of Tracy-Milroy. Hmielewski grew up on a dairy farm not far from Milroy in southwestern Minnesota and was the youngest of 6 girls. There were expectations on the farm and dreams that centered on athletics. She said that heroines didn't exist for her.
Not that I can think of really. As a little farm girl, I really didn't go beyond and know of anybody that to emulate anybody. I was pretty kind of isolated, and I had 5 older sisters, so they played basketball, and watching them play and then going home, and even in my living room we had an arch ceiling, and there was a spot like right in the arch where that emulated the basket, and I'd be throwing a ball at that spot. Who did I try to copy? It would have been my sisters, because all the way up till I started playing myself at 7th grade, it was always what they did. I'd come home and try to do what they did at the game.
So, who was her best friend growing up?
I didn't have a teddy bear, I had a basketball in my bed.
For her first 4 years of high school, she attended Milroy. When Milroy consolidated with Tracy, she spent her final 2 years competing for Tracy-Milroy. Her prep athletic career over both high schools is vast and decorated with state tournaments in 3 sports, championships, and adoring fans.
Growing up in Milroy, there was 3 sports. We had volleyball, basketball, and track, so I played all 3 of those. And then my senior year, I was ready to focus on getting ready to go to college and play basketball, so I didn't run track my senior year. Once we went to Tracy, I had the opportunity to do golf, I believe, or tennis, but my sports were pretty much already just volleyball, basketball. I think it was more challenging for the community to come together because Tracy and Milroy were big rivals. So when we played, it was all out war. And then all of a sudden to bring those players together. But you know, it's like once we joined up and we started playing, everything clicked. Coach Culhane and Coach Shorty at Tracy was really good at just bringing us together, and it's not about Tracy, it's not about Milroy, it's now about Tracy-Milroy Panthers. So it was a good deal.
Hmielewski, who played in the 1980s, is considered one of the pioneers in the growth of girls basketball. She is believed to be the first pure jump shooter in Minnesota girls basketball lore.
I really didn't see myself as a pioneer, but once I talked to you and then started going back and going through the scrapbooks and reading about it, and it was like, I guess I was. And it's kind of a cool feeling that I was doing things that people weren't doing in my era, and now I watch what players do and I'm like, whoa. I never would have thought of doing those things when I played. Well, you just watch the way athletes handle the basketball now. You were a hot dog and a show-off if you went behind the back or between the legs, and I had just started going behind the back towards my junior, senior year, and you always got the oohs and the ahs from the crowd and all of the heckling from the visiting team and things like that. So those were like new, and now if you don't go behind the back or between the legs or do any of those fancy things, you're not a basketball player.
But how about her trademark jumper?
Probably say my jump shot was something that was unique with my ability to jump. Didn't realize how high I could jump, but when you look at some pictures, it was like, yeah, I guess I did get up there a little bit and was able to shoot above people. So I would say probably if you asked people, they might say the jump shot.
During her playing days, the state tournament was played at the Met Center in Bloomington. Her impressions?
It was wow. I don't know how else to explain it. It was overwhelming to some degree. You even think of like depth perception. It was a crazy transition from being in a small gym to a wide open area.
Hmielewski finished her prep career with 2,655 points, which at the time was 4th best all time.
I think my points really came a lot through transition and through defense. Because when I had the opportunity to pass, I would prefer to pass and make somebody else look good rather than take the shot myself. But I think when the game was on the line, I wanted the ball in my hands, and I wanted to take responsibility to whether we won or we lost. Maybe the most pressure I felt was probably my senior year. That state championship just kept eluding us, and that was probably the most pressure I felt, especially when I picked up my third foul in the second quarter of the championship game. That was probably the toughest time.
Hmielewski chose to continue her basketball career at Kansas State University instead of the University of Minnesota.
I think to some degree, it was just too big for me. I was a small town girl, and when I visited Manhattan, Kansas, they really knew how to make me feel at home, and that was a small town area. There was just something about the Twin Cities that scared me. And I did want to go away. I really wanted to start new and see, is it just the Mary Jo Miller, Tracy-Milroy type of thing, or can I really become someone new? So it was take it out there and see what I can do.
Hmielewski deflects much of the credit for what she has accomplished in her prep career. She smiles, though, when asked what she hopes people will remember about her.
I was just a hardworking farm girl. Loved the game of basketball. Loved my community, and just a good person. Pretty much, the tenaciousness on the floor is the same as the tenaciousness for life. And I love the sport, and if I could do it all over again, I would do it all over again.